Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Days of Our Lives reveals that Maggie Kyriakis was taken aback when Alex Kyriakis and Teresa Donovan showed up for the Kyriakis family's Christmas dinner. Sarah's unexpected patient, Maggie falls for trick. Xander and Alex clash. Alex admitted that, despite his decision not to attend, he ultimately believed Victor Kyriakis would prefer it. Because Alex kept referring to Justin Kyriakis as Justin rather than Dad, there was some unsettling tension between them. Teresa tried to reassure Justin that Alex just needed some time because she was clearly feeling guilty. Justin admitted that he actually felt in his heart that Alex was his child, yet it seemed like everything had changed for Alex. Brady Dark went to the get-together alongside Xander Cook, who brought Victoria Horton Cook for a cheerful gathering with Sarah Horton. Teresa offered to take the baby and give Sarah a break at one point. Sarah turned Teresa down before Xander conceded they were extra cautious with Victoria on account of the new hijacking. When Konstantin Meliunis showed up, he presented to Maggie a gift and the news that he was getting a trip out of Salem this evening. Maggie opened the container and tracked down a decorative liner inside, so Konstantin affirmed that this one was truly from Greece and not Saxton's. After Konstantin got out of the room, Teresa followed and couldn't hang tight for him to leave town. Konstantin made it abundantly clear that he would not board a plane and that he would not give up on Maggie. As a matter of fact, Konstantin had an arrangement to get back under Maggie's rooftop this evening. That prompted Konstantin encouraging Teresa to watch a stunt he'd learned, so she was stunned as he purposefully turned his lower leg. It made a clamor like the bone was breaking and left Teresa frightened. Back with the remainder of the gathering on Day's episode, Maggie gave Alex an old watch that Victor acquired from his dad and felt that he'd believe Alex should have it. Justin looked miserable close by, yet he made an effort not to cause to notice it. Afterward, Alex yelled pretty much all the finish-of-year messages to representatives and behaved like their checks ought to be sufficient. Maggie was worried over Alex's absence of appreciation and thought perhaps she ought to return to Titan to assist him with running it. Xander spoke up that he could return as a specialist or something as well, yet Alex behaved as he didn't require guidance from the ex-nursery worker. Alex and Xander began quibbling, however Konstantin shouted out in torment and intruded. Sarah examined Konstantin's ankle after he lied about hurting himself on the stairs and determined that it was probably a bad sprain. Nonetheless, Sarah believed Konstantin should get X-beams for good measure in the first part of the day and that implied he'd need to defer his flight. Konstantin said he would have rather not forced on Wednesday's Days episode, yet Maggie demanded he ought to remain the evening. Since Victoria got particular, Xander and Sarah took her out for a drive together. Alex and Teresa additionally left, they would have rather not lingered too long. Maggie appeared to be baffled since this wasn't exactly the serene social event that she expected, yet Konstantin indicated about family being muddled and guaranteed Maggie that she'd given her all. At the rear of the bistro, Stefan DiMera sat tight for a shipment with Ava Vitali and referenced that he told EJ DiMera everything out of urgency. Sadly, EJ wasn't willing to help dispose of Clyde Weston. Ava exploded at Stefan for coming clean with EJ since he's the DA and could bring them down for this. Stefan demanded he needed to attempt and thought Ava should not be censuring him when she wasn't offering any arrangements. Ava came to the conclusion that they shouldn't be fighting right now and put an end to the argument. At the bar on Day's show, Harris Michaels found Chad DiMera sitting alone and conceded he'd come there alone as well. Chad welcomed Harris to go along with him, so they empathized over the missteps they'd made. Harris implied about a tanked night and a kiss that Ava couldn't excuse, so Chad was heartbroken about that. Everett Lynch appeared before long, so Chad acquainted him with Harris and said Everett was the person supplanting him in Stephanie Johnson's, Abigail Klein, life. Everett said he was only companions with Stephanie, so Chad welcomed him to take a seat. Chad let Harris in on that Everett was Stephanie's ex, yet Everett would have rather not discuss that or anything connected with himself. All things considered, Everett got some information about Harris and turned out to be very inquisitive about his endeavor to stop the developing addiction to drugs in Salem. After Harris got a call about another tip on an exchange, he needed to take off. Everett needed a ride along, yet Harris cautioned that he'd need to use the legitimate procedures for that. When Harris acknowledged Everett's card and took off, Chad and Everett examined how this could be a tremendous story for the observer. Behind the bistro on DOL episode, Harris appeared okay as Stefan and Ava got a shipment brimming with pills, so they froze in dread. Days of Our Lives spoilers say Ava and Stefan should lie right in the clear. An off-kilter supper, Alex and Justin's predicament, Konstantin's declaration, Ava's anxiety. Days of Our Lives show that Maggie Kyriakis will have her most memorable Thanksgiving supper without Victor Kyriakis and things might be abnormal. Alex Kyriakis and Justin Kyriakis have a second despite the fact that they accept they aren't father and child. Konstantin Meliunis will make a startling declaration. Ava Vitali stresses that Stefan Demera has endeavored to include EJ Demera in their concerns. Days of Our Lives has revealed that Maggie Kyriakis will host her first Christmas dinner without Victor. Be that as it may, things will turn out a piece off kilter, no doubt. Maggie misses Victor horrendously yet needs to have the family for supper. To attempt to keep herself involved, Maggie has even welcomed Konstantin, who she actually accepts to be Victor's companion. Not every person believes this new visitor and it will be impossible to miss. Be that as it may, nobody has still seen the consistent association among Konstantin and Teresa Donovan. Notwithstanding, Xander Cook will bring child Victoria around in order to encourage her grandmother. Will it work? Will this lead to more among Xander and Sarah Horton, Lindsay Godfrey? DOL, Konstantin Meliunis' huge announcement. Konstantin will decide to make a major declaration at supper that might have a few group nervous. Maggie has attempted to take care of Konstantin's way home, yet she isn't getting much of anywhere. In the event that Konstantin can't get back to Greece, what is he anticipating doing? Is Konstantin anticipating petitioning for a visa to remain in the US? DOL an awkward dinner, Alex and Justin's plight, Konstantin's announcement, and Ava's concern. It's possible that Konstantin intends to marry Maggie. Obviously, he would have made a great deal of breathing space toward Maggie in the event that this was the situation. Maggie has cautioned Konstantin that she could never have him around in light of her loved ones. What precisely is Konstantin arranging in the wake of organizing Victoria's abducting? And that's just the beginning. Days of Our Lives Ava Vitali is extremely annoyed with Stefan Demera. Ava will smolder when she figures out that Stefan attempted to carry EJ into their problem with Clyde Weston. Clyde is as of now taking steps to hurt their relatives and EJ can't stand her. EJ loathes Gabby Demera. What on earth was Stefan thinking? Has he totally flown off the handle? Harris and Michaels will wind up at the Desolate Young Men Club with Chad Demera and Everett Lynch. Will these three partake in their supper and cause dissent since not even one of them to have a date? Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.